Hi guys, welcome back to RCB Pavilion. So I have Sagar with us, and we thought to discuss about the season review and the Indian players to be released, foreign players to be released, and we thought we'll have a discussion on the final as well, which is happening tomorrow. And final, the obvious question: should the team management get the sack? So welcome everyone. I know it's disappointing for RCB fans, but it's almost season over, right? And tomorrow is the final. But again, as RCB fans, we are disappointed that once again we didn't qualify for the playoffs because last season I thought we didn't deserve. We just went through luck. So and this season, anyways, we didn't get the luck. We gave luck to Mumbai Indians on the other hand. So Sagar, what do you feel? How was our season? Who was the standout player for you? And do you think did we deserve to go through the playoffs?
Hello everyone. Yet another disappointing season for the RCB fans. To be honest, we totally didn't deserve to be where we are. To be honest, like we are at the fifth place now. I don't think with three players, three batters, and one bowler, it's a great achievement that we are sitting at fifth place. If you see the teams like Rajasthan, Punjab, and all those teams, they had really quality players, but somehow their luck didn't turn out the way they wanted, and now they are sitting very low in the table. But if you ask me, last time we just went in through because of the Mumbai Indians. So this
Yeah.
time we did a favor to them by losing to GT. Good luck. I mean, we'll get into this more. The way the quality of cricket that Mumbai Indians played was absolutely wonderful. If you see, uh, we'll get started. We'll discuss. There's a lot of stuff to discuss. Yeah, we'll go ahead.
So exactly right, yeah. So I also thought the same. I thought we didn't deserve to go through because it can't happen every season, right? You have to go based on performances, and majority of the things happen in the auction. Because if you see GT, so I think first season people would have thought, okay, it's luck. They have gone through luck. Now what they have almost proved that they are the best team in IPL for that second time against Chennai. So I think that's going to be a cracker tomorrow. So my question was, what stood out for you in this RCB season? Like, who's the player you thought, okay, this guy has improved, or this guy we can retain, or like this is the guy who RCB showed trust and he has performed. So what do you thought?
So one name that comes on top of my head immediately is Mohammad Siraj.
Exactly.
In the years of 2018, 19, and 20, his performance was not so great. He was bashed for sixes and fours an entire season. I'm really grateful for the management for showing trust in him and keeping him in the team for the so long time. And you can see the fruits are being delivered right now. I mean, the way he bowled this season in the power play, in the death, at the death, the economy, the wicket taking ability, the breakthroughs he got us, and his intensity on the field too. It was absolutely wonderful to see Mohammad Siraj grow as a cricketer. Uh, yeah, that was one standout performance for me. If you say from the fresh faces, I don't know. Not even a single person's name is coming
Yeah,
to my head.
yeah. Vaishak did well. Like that was his development season
Development season, yeah.
because he was not, he wouldn't have been ready.
Exactly.
He
It all
just
came
brought,
out of the
yeah.
blue. Yeah. So
So that's what.
Vaishak is one person I can say.
Uh,
Even though he went for runs in the second and third games, but he showed. I mean, there was at least the intensity and the intent
Yeah,
to.
he has space. He bowls on 140. He can ball the slow one. So there's something there we can develop. So that's why.
Exactly, exactly.
So that's what we want to see, right? See that's why we want to see Avinash Singh also.
Exactly, yeah.
Because he bowls Yorkers. He bowls at quick pace. So we wanted to see what he can bring to that 11. So that's what exactly for me also. I know Faf was in tremendous form. Maxi again like played some crucial innings at excellent strike rate. Virat Kohli, we remembered of 2016 back-to-back hundreds. But see, these are players who we expect to perform. So we can't tell, okay, they are the standouts because they all are experienced pros and they are a legend in their own rights, right? So that's why for me, the pick of the season is, as you called out, Mohammad Siraj itself because I know as RCB fans, we are also frustrated with him saying what he is not a T20 bowler, not at all a quality player. But and end of this, like at start of the season, I also doubted him, saying again why we have retained Mohammad Siraj. But to the what you can tell, to sheer hard work, he has delivered
Yeah,
excellent, right? And so this is we want. This is what we want to see. Okay, we, as a fans, we will criticize, but at the end of the day, that's the job of the team management to show the trust. And
exactly.
so they would have seen, obviously, see, we can't see the what they do in practice or what they do. So obviously, if it's good performance, we'll encourage. If it's bad performance, we'll criticize. So
Exactly.
and it's upon team management to show the trust as the likes of Chennai, Mumbai Indians do. So this is one thing which I feel RCB has got right. It is very rare RCB gets things right, but at least I am proud to tell, okay, they have got something right about Mohammad Siraj. So
So,
that's what.
just
Yeah.
to interrupt, like this is not the case. Like what happens is that usually they pick good players. They mean they develop good players, but the thing is they just leave them to other teams. Say for example Chahal,
Correct.
Devdutt Padikkal, and many such players. Not who I can, if I start naming it will be a huge list. I don't know. They initially put trust in them. They start performing and somehow they end up not buying those players back again. The
Yeah.
concept of building a core team for a sustained period of years or seasons should be a thing for RCB, because if you don't maintain a core, at least uh, 5 to 6 player core every season, even though it's a mega auction or a simple auction or a mini auction, you have to maintain a core of 6 to 7 individuals who plays in the 11 every game and delivers for you and are proven match winners. Chahal, for example, was a proven match winner. There was nobody who can bowl in Chinnaswamy with 60-meter boundaries and take wickets and even control runs.
Yeah.
I mean, we can start introspecting, but yeah, there's a lot of blunders that RCB did.
No, and if you look at Devdutt Padikkal also, I think he has played only 2 seasons for us, and he has scored almost 800.
800 runs, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a tremendous stats, right?
Achievement, yeah, correct.
That too, if you see it's a T20 format, and where obviously you will be aware Virat is the only batsman to score more than 1,000 runs for RCB.
Yeah, I have that stat. Let me put it up.
Yeah.
And this could be a talking point. So on the screen you can see this is a stat from CricBuzz. The first player who is scored the highest number of runs for RCB is 7,000, and next comes Rahul Dravid with 898 runs. So imagine the gap of so many runs.
Yeah, so that's why I'm amazed because Devdutt Padikkal is almost near in just 2 seasons.
Second,
That's a huge blunder for RCB because you would have got an opener for almost 10 years, right? And see in RR he's not playing in his position. He's playing in the middle order. I feel he's wasting his opportunities, right? Because see, I understand you bought Faf, but at least Faf and the Padikkal would have opened one down Virat
Virat
Kohli to Patidar, number
Max.
5 Maxi. So such a solid batting lineup, right? And
The batting lineup could have extended,
yeah, and
not
then
too
the
fragile. Yeah,
yeah. So exactly right. So great point. So say so you were talking about sustainability and core. So that brings nicely to our second point, which we thought to discuss, that are Indian players to be released and retained. Right. So for me, it's a huge list, but I'm going more in a realistic way because the next year is a mini auction, right? It's not a mega auction. Because if it's not realistic, I will sell everyone except if you want
correct.
Virat for I think Virat will stay obviously. So except Virat, I will sell all the Indian players. So but that can't happen, and because it's a mini auction and you have to maintain some players. So I have made a list. So I will just go through my list. So the players which I will release are the likes of Shahbaz Ahmed, Anuj Rawat, Akashdeep, Mahipal Lomrod, Suresh Prepudesai, Karan Sharma, Siddharth Kaul, Kedar Jadhav. So so one of the main reason here is it's not about their performance. It's about simple thing. They are not getting game time. Then what's the point of spending money and keeping them in the squad? Because if you see the likes of Siddharth Kaul, Suyash, Akashdeep, and Karan Sharma, they have hardly played games right in 2 years. And if you combine their fees, it's coming up to around almost 11 crores. So if you release these players, so almost 11 players, you sorry, I'm telling 11 crores. So at least you can buy some youngsters and see. For example, I won't release DK or Harshal Patel because I think for sure they won't release Harshal Patel because he's cost a 10.75 and it's a mega auction. You can't replace him. I mean, sorry, it's a mini auction. You can't replace him. So I think if it's a mega auction, you will release the likes of DK, Harshal Patel. But just because it's mini auction, I will keep Harshal Patel and DK. So because I want some experience, and I'm not really sure in mini auction whether you will be able to replace or not. So, or else if it's a new team management, you can go with that. But I'm just going in a realistic fashion that I will still keep Harshal Patel just because it's a mini auction and DK, and we will have a purse of 11 crores if we release these Indian players. So, what's your thoughts on that? Which players do you release? Will you release the likes of DK or Harshal?
So for me, I'm taking a different approach. Yeah, I mean, I agree that it's a mini auction and we have to be realistic and fix with whatever players we got. So the pool of players we get next year will be all benched players from other franchises, right? We'll not have a lot of options. Having said that, I would like to keep up with Anuj Rawat and all those youngsters. Probably send Suresh Prabhudesai, Siddharth Kaul, Kedar Jadhav, uh,
Karan
yes,
Sharma.
Karan Sharma, yeah, Karan Sharma. Probably look at the new leg spinner who played the last game, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, we can develop him
I
actually.
really felt he did really well, even though some of his had just done didn't we didn't have
Yeah.
slip and it went in no man's land. I would definitely sell DK. I think he's.
Okay.
I mean, should not having been a sportsman cricketer, you should never talk about age of a individual to his performance. But I think it's high time Dinesh Karthik we let go of Dinesh Karthik and Harshal Patel too. We let him go to the auction, buy him back at a relatively lesser price. That could
Yeah.
be my strategy because I don't see any other team going for Harshal Patel to 8-10 crores again, probably. Because RCB is the only team who identified his slower balls, gave him a specialist role. The
Right.
other teams didn't show faith in him. So probably release him and buy him back again for a less price. In that case, we'll have a relatively big budget going into the auction, and yeah, the likes of Anuj Rawat and anyhow next year we'll be having Rajat Patidar once he gets fit. So
Yeah.
Anuj Rawat in the middle order with a left-hander option can be a good stunt there. I'll keep Lomror. He showed a little bit of promise.
Yeah.
Other than that, the fast bowling unit, I think I'll let go of Akash Deep
Yeah.
because if you think about it, see, he had gotten a lot of games last year,
Yeah.
a lot of opportunity last year. So whenever they wanted to bring a new player into the squad, into the playing 11 this year, it should be the first choice should have been Akash Deep. Instead,
Yeah.
they went with Vaishak Vijay Kumar. So
Correct,
that
correct.
shows the management is not showing. I mean, is not happy with what's happening with Akash Deep. So instead of keeping him around, just wasting two, I think he's gone for 2.5 some crores, right?
Yeah, Akash. Uh, no, Akash is 20 lakhs.
Okay, 20 lakhs. Okay, not a big deal. I'll keep Shabazz. I really still think he can be a very good cricketer. The only thing that he was not used properly this season. If you give him a definite role, I think he can be someone who can play the part like Ravindra Jadeja. So yeah, that is my send off.
Okay, so the one great point which I liked is about the Harshal Patel thing, which you said that we can release him and buy back for cheaper price. That's a great point. Yeah, that's certainly an option which RCB can take. But see, the thing why I will keep DK is because see, he had one bad season last year. Sorry, this year. Last year he was really good. I understand it's his age now and he's not performed really well. But what my thinking behind is because he's a wicket keeper and because whenever he comes to bat, he hardly gets 10 to 20 balls. Okay. So what I was thinking is next year, anyways, it's a mini auction. What we can do is maybe we can look at an uncapped wicket keeper And so I think there are two more seasons for mega auction. So what we can do is play DK and we can groom the uncapped wicket keeper and maybe get him ready for that mega auction where we can release DK. So that's the thinking behind me. But I think we can. There's no.
Yeah. See, even going to say, DK has played for 20 years, right? Almost.
Yeah.
And where is the experience kicking in? The game against LSG, he did see that should come as an experienced player. It should be his, what to say. He should have taken that opportunity. He should have hit the stumps. He still fumbles in crucial moments. This is not the case. If you go back to the World Cup game versus Pakistan, he looked absolutely confused when he came to bat. He was in all kinds of pressure. The shot we played, it was a wide ball. He went to
Yeah.
sweep a wide ball. He got stumped. That was ridiculous. Seriously, if hopefully Ravichandran Ashwin, being a street smart cricketer, took a wide, started scoring runs, and somehow we won the match. Okay, so where is the experience kicking in? You pay a big buck because he's played so much cricket. He's got a lot of understanding of the game. But in crucial moments, if you mess up like that, there's no. I mean, you can have a different youngster there in that place, and if he makes the mistake, we can say, yeah, he's an youngster. But if an experienced player is making blunders like that, it's really hard to digest. See,
Yeah.
that one game could have been otherwise, we would have easily qualified.
That is true. Yeah.
And from the after the league stages, during the eliminators, it's one game at a time. One day,
Yeah.
if you play a good game that day, you qualify.
Correct.
Yeah, like that. And there were multiple opportunities. The LSG game was just one thing. The game against CSK, it was
Yeah.
an easy, totally easy situation. Maxwell and Faf have put us in. He should have come and finished the game so easily.
Correct. Correct.
In a stadium, that ground where 60 meters is the boundary, he's getting caught at 45 meters.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Like,
Yeah.
straight
So
up, that's all.
yeah. So yeah. Again, great point. I totally agree. There's nothing to disagree there. Yeah. So again, so that's what. As I called out, if I want, I can release all the Indian players. That my perception is because it's a mini auction. What points you put in was great. One about Harshal Patel, and I certainly agree about Dinesh Karthik because whenever he comes, he looks little nervy.
Every day, every time.
Yeah, keeps removing his gloves. He will do 2 3 He will waste 2 3 seconds. All-
And the one more thing is he runs out the non-striker.
Yeah,
So it's like you're giving away 2 wickets for the price of one.
yeah. So yeah, great points actually. Yeah, that is.
No, this all this conversation is just to bring up more good points. That's all. It's not one agreeing or it's not one person's view. It's both views because everyone should get an clear idea how the fans' mindset are.
Yeah. So yeah, really good. So yeah, so that was about Indian players being released and retained. So again, so let's go ahead with foreign players, whom to release, whom to retain. So I'll just call out my list. So this is the released players. So I will release the likes of Reece Topley, David Willey, Hasranga, and Finlanel. So if you look at their prices, so almost we can say 15 crores. So if you look at Indian players and foreign players, overall 26 crores budget we can have in the auction if you release these players. So the simple reason is, see again, Reece Topley, David Willey, see they are good players, they are really good performers, but see I want foreign players to make an impact, and I don't think. See, because if Wayne Palan is there, because I will retain the likes of Wayne Palan and Hazelwood. So if these two are there, I don't think Willie will get game time. Same with the case of Reece Topley as well. Reece Topley really unfortunate. First match only he got injured and he was out of the season. But there is a case, yeah, there's a case we can. There's nothing. I'm just going based on impact and again the purse because he's costed almost 2 crores. So for 2 crores, maybe we can buy some good Indian player. So or and maybe some cheaper foreign player in the mini auction. So that's the only reason why I'm releasing him. And Finn Allen for simple reason, 2 years he has not even played a single game. I don't know why they call him. He could have practiced. I know he's getting practiced here. At least if he has stayed in some other franchise or maybe in New Zealand itself, he could have got some game time, right? So we are simply wasting his time and we are simply wasting his talent. At least we could have tried for a couple of matches just to, no, at least not in the top order, maybe in the middle order, like just to see what he's about. And Hasranga again. So the main reason because I will release is the statement given by Sanjay Bangar when Hasranga. Sanjay Bangar said he's one of the best utility players going around in the world because our head coach thought he's a brilliant all rounder, and I don't. That's the reason I want them. I don't understand from what angle he is a top quality all rounder because he's a quality leg spinner. I totally agree that he's a quality leg spinner, but for 10.75 crores, only one dimension player, I don't think it's worth it. See the likes of Rashid Khan. He almost scored century in that Mumbai Indians
Yeah,
match.
what a
Where,
game that was.
yeah, where GT were nowhere near the score and he almost won them the game. So
Exactly.
that's called a GT player. And yesterday also, Sai Sudarshan got retired. Who came? Rashid Khan came.
Exactly.
Of David Miller and Rahul Tewatia. So, so that's called impact. Not there's no point wasting 5 crores on Asanga again. See, and the actually, I think Nikhil had called out this point where Asranga had taken lots of wickets in Dubai, not even in India,
Yeah.
because RCB were because of the COVID thing, the IPL was going on in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, right, UAE. So, so that's the simple reason why I will release Hasranga. So again, with one player, we'll get so much money in the auction. So these are the four players which I will release in foreign players. So the likes of Faf, Maxi, I will keep Michael Bracewell and I will keep Wayne Parker. So these are the four players which I will keep because I feel Michael Bracewell, he's a right arm off finger spinner. He will be really helpful and he can bat. So we will have that middle order power, right? And Faf and Maxi is obviously until mega auction. I don't think we are going to change that strategy with Maxi and Faf. So that those are obvious rating players. So what do you think? Whom you will release? Will
So,
you release the likes of Hazranga or Parne?
if you ask me, right, I think the thought process behind keeping Finn Allen is just in case something happens to Faf du Plessis.
Yeah.
I think okay for the price that they've got him. I think they can keep him around. I think they got him for one year, right?
Yeah, 80 lakhs.
Yeah, 80 lakhs. So that is okay. So first person I'll be leaving out in the foreigners category is definitely Hasaranga. And if you ask me personally, I would not even go back to buying him
Yeah.
because the same thing, the statement given by Sanjay Bangar. He's totally see scoring runs in crucial moments is when you become an utility cricketer.
Right.
Okay, if you don't score runs, he's not even hit a six for RCB in four
That's what.
5 years he's played for RCB. Imagine that statement. I still can't. I really can't get over that statement. But yeah, that's what Sanjay Bangar thinks. So Hasaranga is one person I'd let go. I'd still keep Reece Topley around. I mean, he's a tall left arm bloke, just in case as a replacement for Parnell.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I think the only person I want to leave out is Hasaranga. I'm totally fine with all the other foreign players because if you go to the mini auction as well, you will not find huge number of foreign talent. I mean, quality talent there. All that will be coming up will be upcoming stars maybe who's not yet proven themselves. So instead of going and backing them,
Yeah. So if you look at SRH Phonos, they might release the likes of Harry Brook, and
Harry
so
Brook is an interesting case. If that comes, the 10.75 CR can automatically be diverted there.
you see Johnny Bairstow was injured, so he was not part of the auction. So
Can you check your mic, Anu? You're breaking a little.
okay, is it fine now?
Yes, it's better. Yeah, it's better.
Okay, yeah. Because I was having a conversation with my friend, so he said the likes of Johnny Bairstow might come into the auction. So he's a terrific player again. So see that's what because there are a lot of players who went unsold also. to the likes of Mujibur Rahman, what Nikhil was telling.
Exactly.
So I think now we have to send scouts to Afghanistan because they are producing so many spinners. Noor Ahmed, this one, and I know that fellow Navinullah is really irritating, but he's a good bowler. He's a
Exactly.
really good 4 wickets in the eliminator, right? So there is good talent in Afghanistan actually. So I don't know where our scout goes. I think it just revolves around
We'll
Bangalore.
we'll come to that point later.
So exactly. So that's the thing actually. So that's why I was thinking we'll release a couple of foreign players and we can build that purse little more.
Yeah,
So
the big chunk of the purse is with Hasaranga. So if you let that person go and Harshal Patel, you'll have 20 to 25 CR there if you release some small players as well. And 25 CR for a mini auction is not a small deal. You can buy really good players unless you sit into the auction uh, with with legendary brains who pick the same kind of team every year, giving us the same results every year. Disappointment.
yeah, because if you look at it, if Rajat Patidar is back, and if you buy at least one good Indian batter, no, the team looks really good actually. Because if you look at Fab, Virat, Rajat, Maxi can play a number four, maybe a Indian finisher or upcoming finisher like the Dhruv Jurel, how Rajasthan got him to perform. So something on those kind of players. If we buy one good future player, it looks the team actually looks little good. But end of the day, it's about the scouting again. So which again brings in the perfect point, right? So what? See, my thoughts. Everyone know, I guess by now. Imagine, go. What's your thought? And it's a simple question like what is lacking? See, because it's very obvious that there's no international quality, and I feel the main thing is the ability of coaches. That coaching is not all good. What do you feel?
Yeah, I feel the same thing. I think the coaches have been mellow in their approach. Mellow as in uh, talking to the players with a stick in their hand, as they say. Like you have to tell a player that is not doing this right. Okay, you should not put the person's moral down. Having said that, you just can't be telling, okay, you're doing a good job, you're doing a good job, you're doing a good job when they're not doing it, right?
Yeah,
Unless and until you tell that, the player will have a delusion in his mind. You should have stricter coaches, if you ask me. I don't know what the talk is happening in behind the scenes, so I can't come to conclusions there. Having said that, a stricter coach, say for someone like Ravi Shastri or Anil Kumble, uh, who takes no nonsense, who asks, who demands performances. I think that is lacking for RCB. I don't think there'll be any changes to the management if you ask me, because they'll give you the stats saying that we have qualified 4 times in the last 5 seasons. See the qualify. If you see the result of the table, it will be like, yeah, RCB is qualified for the last 5 years, 4 times in the last 5 years. But how they got there is a secondary and the most important point.
correct, correct.
They're just putting. I've heard critics also saying the same thing. RCB is consistently performing well. They're reaching quarterfinals. What is it? Playoffs
Yeah,
every season. Last, like okay, but you should be introspecting how they are getting there, right?
correct, correct.
Yeah. If you ask me, there'll be no changes. But if you ask, uh, if you ask my opinion, I'll just say you have to change the scouting at least.
Yeah.
And see, for example, other teams, right? I heard about this player for Mumbai. Who was that opener yesterday? He played, right?
Yeah, Nihal. What?
Vadera. So I heard the Mumbai is was grooming him from the past 2 or 3 years.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if this is true. They had contacted the association, state association, saying that we'll take this person under our wing, we will train him throughout the year and all that. That is really great. You can't expect quality players to be developed in coming 15 days or 30 days before the IPL. That's what happens in our camp, right? Players come 30 days in local players comes 30 days in advance. They practice against their like players. They score runs, they give confidence to the management, and they end up not performing for the team. Yesterday I saw some interview with about of Rohit Sharma. He was
Yeah.
telling you saw Hardik Pandya, Ishan Kishan, and all those people. They were nobody. They became stars. Now we are bringing new players. They will also be stars. So that is the confidence the captain has on his team. I mean support staff. Here I don't see anything. Say who's the bowler?
Yeah, Abhishek Madhwal.
Madhwal. Yeah, I keep forgetting his name. He was an RCB net bowler, it seems. I felt okay. What is happening? Somebody else can see a talent sitting somewhere in Mumbai, and you had him for 2 years as a net bowler, and you didn't see what's happening.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a
Even
great.
though even though he got hit last match, right?
Yeah,
But the
doesn't matter.
previous match, he was a single-handed match winner.
Yeah,
Getting
exactly.
5 wickets in IPL is not a small achievement.
That to 5 for 5 runs.
Exactly. And the accuracy with which he's hitting his Yorkers, his nailing his Yorkers, the variation of pace, the control over his pace, line and length, wonderful.
Yeah,
To even imagine Mumbai after their initial losses on the trot
yeah.
to be qualifying shows the ability of their talent scout and back end management. Absolutely hats off.
Yeah. Again, yeah, so true, right? Yes. So, see, what I feel is one more thing is there are no clear roles to youngsters given actually. See, if you, because I noticed Faf once in, I think, pre-match, I think during the time of toss, he was telling we are searching for a number three batsman, so we are giving chance to Anuj Rawat. But I think only 1 or 2 games he played number three. Rest all he was finishing the match. So I think there's no clarity or there's no thoughts. I agree. If you're getting a good start, you send in Maxwell. But it's okay. If you think a batsman is not in good form, obviously you should send him up the order, not down the order. So I think there is no clarity because Ahmed also he rarely bowled. He rarely got chance in the top order because I think couple of seasons back he played a really good season.
Last season he played really well. Not one or two game in fluke. He
Yeah,
played really well. He got into the Indian team based on that performance as well.
exactly. So that's why so that's the thing about Shahbaz Ahmed. That's why I'm really disappointed about Shahbaz Ahmed because I had really high hopes for him in this season because he batted excellently. He showed that power. He was hitting sixes. We had that good middle order batter, but this season I'm not really sure. So again, it's down to team management right? Because he's not playing in the top order, not getting to bowl. So that's the main thing I feel because if you look at Mumbai Cameron Green is in such a top form, but still, if you look at middle phase, they used to send Nehal Vadera above Cameron Green.
Yeah, correct.
And he used to bat brilliantly. So that's how you give confidence. Yesterday also he came opening. So, and Rohit Sharma is already called out. The likes of Tilak Verma and Nehal Vadera are going to play for India.
Yeah.
So the confident and actually see we can make out because we have played the game and any sports lover will get to know when a batsman comes to the crease whether he's confident or not.
Exactly. That was my point.
Yeah, and you can see that in Nehal Vadera. And if you look at Ahmed, he's so nervous. He's trying to take single, and Anuj Rawat's famous shot is open the face to point. Every match, all same shot. So these are the things. So what I take away from that is these guys are not getting confidence from the team manager.
Exactly. Totally agree.
For example, if I'm a coach, I will tell Shahbaz Ahmed, you are going to play all 14 games. No matter how many ducks you score, you play 14 games. So that's the statement Dhoni has given to Ruturaj.
Yeah.
And obviously Rohit would have given to Tilak or Nihal Vadera. And look at Ruturaj, he is one of the classiest batsmen in India right now.
Yeah,
So
totally agree. Totally agree.
yeah. So these are which key points which we understand, but the likes of yeah, obviously they will understand, but I'm not really sure why they are not implementing or again as we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So
And
these Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, same. That was the same reason why I thought I should still keep Shabazz in my team and not let him go.
Yeah.
Because I know if we let him go, some other team will buy him, show him confidence, and he'll definitely pay well. You can't see one as if a if a player, right, he performs in one season in unimaginable circumstances, right.
Yeah.
I never thought he would hit Trent Bolt for sixes and he would win us games against RR last season. He hit so well. It doesn't happen by chance. Seriously, you can hit one.
Obviously,
Yeah, you can hit one match, one game. You can hit runs, win us the game. He did it consistently last year. But this year, as you said, whenever he came to bat, there was this confused look on his face. Seemed like he didn't have confidence. Hopefully next year they give him a proper role and tell him we play you 14 games, go out there, express yourself.
exactly. Yeah. And
Uh,
especially if I obviously know, would have seen that Rohit Sharma interview. He said, right, there's no, now in T20, there's no, what do you call,
Consolidation phase.
exactly. There's no, in T20 now, there's no consolidation phase at all. It's
Exactly.
a ball when you start coming and hitting.
Totally.
So,
See, for example, Shivam Dubey as well, right?
exactly.
He has so many technical flaws. His foot doesn't move. He is
Yeah.
vulnerable to the short ball. He has so many flaws too. He plays away from the body. Incoming ball will get him bowled, LBW and all that. Okay, even though with so many flaws, CSK have managed to bring out the best in him.
Exactly. Yeah.
To be honest, he was the most one of the most impact players for CSK this season, except for
Yeah.
Devin Conway. Right, Shivam Dubey coming in the middle overs is smacking runs. He's
Yeah.
hitting so many boundaries and sixes.
Yeah.
How come a player that was in RCB was vulnerable to all the flaws, didn't score one good innings for RCB, is now performing so well for CSK. It's just that the team is showing confidence in him, telling him to express himself. See, if a batsman comes into this crease, and if he see initially in his mind he'll have a confidence saying that I can hit this bowler for six.
Yeah.
If the management says, yeah, you go express yourself, he'll definitely go take that shot. Otherwise,
Correct.
he'll just try to nudge the ball, get off the mark, try to be safe. Safe as in get a next chance. Next
Yeah.
match, he should get chance, right? He can play, if he plays a safe 30 ball, 40 innings, he'll get a chance. So that should never be the case in T20, if you ask me.
Exactly. So obviously, right? So obviously, Dhoni would have said him, Shivam Dubey, you are going to play all 14 games. No matter. Because if you notice, he's not bowling. He's supposed to be an all-rounder. He's playing. He is playing as a pure batter in the middle order. That to a team like CSK. And the likes of Mitchell Santner has not even got one game. Uh, so that's what. See, I feel they should give confidence. So that's the reason I want the likes of Ravi Shastri, and I don't think Anil Kumble will come because of.
I know. He'll never come to RCB.
So hope this Nats doing interview with outsiders. There's, there's some clue in that they might try to bring in, but that's just my thinking that okay, there might be something on the way like that because they are interviewing the likes of Brett Lee, Anil Kumble, all those players. But
I
some
think it's just a content game, if you
I,
ask me.
I know it's just a, but I'm just hoping there's some connection to that. I hope because
We
I,
RCB fans can just hope every season, yeah.
really it might help in some areas because I feel Mike Kaysen is decent because as a director of cricketer operation, I feel just the coaching is lacking. And as you called out, great point. At least we should change the scouting.
Definitely change the scout.
Okay, if you can't change everything in one season or 1 year, okay, at least change the scout. So at least gradually we can improve. So
See, for
great point.
example, Mumbai, right? They don't have one talent scout. They have multiple talent scout. Vinay Kumar is their talent scout. With Parthiv Patel is there. Zahir Khan is there. So they take inputs from the likes of Irfan Pathan and all those. So it's just not a coincidence that their team is performing very well every season, right? And they're producing quality players. It just can't be a coincidence. They are also searching from the same pool of players that RCB or any other team is searching, right? It's not that they're manufacturing players in a separate pod.
Yeah, and you would have if you would have noticed, Dhoni gave We pick players who put the team first.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so again, that's a great sign, right? Because obviously T20 is a team sport. Because you can't play for your 50 or you can't play for your hundreds like the ODIs or the test matches. Because T20 is all about. Because if you see yesterday, Gujarat scored 230. If Surya Kumar Yadav wouldn't have got out, they would have chased even 230.
And
So,
the intent with which Tilak Verma played,
what a brilliant.
smacking Shami for boundaries and sixes.
Yeah.
And there was no. All my thoughts about Tilak Verma came back after listening to the interview with Rohit Sharma. That was all
Exactly.
flashing in front of me. See, it's just not a coincidence. He's scoring runs. He's showing that intent.
No, he scored last season also. He has scored this season also.
Yeah,
So he's been a left-hander in the middle order. I think for sure next T20 series he'll be in there. So that's what. So I don't know. Maybe I hope there's some change because I feel I don't know, but fans are I think are always frustrated. Maybe it reaches to them or not reaches to them. Not really sure, but I think because the likes of Anil Kumble has put in that statement saying you guys don't call people from Karnataka, it would have made a huge dent. Although it's a like funny
funny
content, just
content. Yeah,
it, but somewhere around the corner, some people would have obviously noticed. So I think more Anil Kumble should do more interviews
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so that it reaches wider audience and some changes have been made. So great thing, so great points, right? I think we almost discussed everything. So we can just talk about tomorrow's final, right? Gujarat versus CSK. My gut feeling is CSK will win it for Dhoni.
Yeah. I guess. I mean,
But
if you ask me, it's like the universe has written a script for MS
yeah,
Dhoni.
and it's a happy moment actually. I would love. I
Yeah,
know they are, but rivals as in it's not like we hate them or something.
yeah,
In a cricketing sense, they are our rivals, but obviously Dhoni is a fan favorite, for all Indians or any sports team or any franchise you support. So I'll be happy for him to lift the because he's a magician. Because if you look at their bowling lineup, you would reach so comfortably to the finals with the likes because he's a legendary captain and truly he's a miracle maker, right? I don't know how.
truly agree.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it, but he does it. That's the important thing.
To be frank, right, the rivalry, usually it's RCB getting bashed every season.
Yeah,
it's it's not a rival. It's only a rivalry for us, but I don't think they would consider it as a rivalry. That
yeah,
was a joke, but yeah. To be honest, I also want CSK to win because I think this will be the last season. I see. I'm not telling this as a hater or something. The man is playing with bro almost a separated knee. He's having getting injected every game, taking physiotherapy every game, and playing for the franchise. Just shows his determination to do one more title for the franchise. I think the universe has written the perfect script for MS Dhoni. He got a great ovation every stadium he played. Every stadium was filled with yellow, who all came to see MS Dhoni. I think this will be the last season. Hopefully, they win it.
yeah. So, and one more thing, interesting thing is it's in Ahmedabad, so it's going to be a cracking game, like beautiful batting wicket. So, I don't know, Shubman Gill is in different planet altogether. He's batting in a different level, right? So, it's going to be an interesting game because Ahmedabad is a really good pitch. As you know, Dhoni thrives on spinners. So that's going to be an interesting battle tomorrow in the middle overs, how he rotates the spinners. And if you look at Shubman Gill, if he stays longer, he plays spinners better than anyone else in the tournament, right? So what do you think where the defining point will be in the match? Where you think a team will edge over the other team?
Hmm. I mean, both the teams has quality spinners. To be honest, one has Rashid Khan and Noor Ahmed. The other has the likes of Tikshana, Jadeja, Moin Ali, and all that. So the spin factor will be nullified for the both the teams because they're good spinners both sides. If you ask me, I think it'll all come down to batting. Whoever scores the most runs, obviously they'll win. That's how the game works. But yeah, if you see the approach CSK has taken this season, it they never had a phase of consolidation any game
Yeah,
because they bat so deep, right?
yeah.
Uh, the likes of Ruturaj, Devon Conway, Shivam Dube, Ambati Rayudu, Moeen Ali, Ravindra Jadeja, MS Dhoni. You got seven batters there, right? And you have who did I miss? Uh,
Ajinkya Rahane.
yeah, Ajinkya Rahane, exactly. So you got eight batters. Every batter comes out to smack the ball. See, for example, Shivam Dube. Last match he got out for first ball, trying to hit
Yeah.
six, and even though they ended up winning it. So I think whoever hits the maximum number of sixes will decide that trophy.
I
So
think it's yeah, I think it's all down to Shubman Gill factor, right? So if Gill gets out early, then there's a lot of pressure on GT because if you see Hardik Pandya, I think he has scored only one half century this season. So and I think Vijay Shankar is in really good form. So I feel if because if you see Deepak Chahar, he's a golden arm with the new ball. So that's going to be an interesting battle, right? Deepak Chahar with the new ball. If you look at Ahmedabad, it usually assists at least couple of overs with that swing and bounce. So if Deepak Chahar gets Gill early, I think then it's CSK all the way, I guess, because there'll be obviously pressure in the middle order for GT.
yeah,
On the other hand, you see, CSK, their middle order is I think pretty much confident. So I think that's where I think games will be won and lost tomorrow because Shubman Gill and that to Ahmedabad again. I don't think he has got out in Ahmedabad. He's scoring centuries for fun.
do you
So
think who do you think will be a big match standout player for both the teams?
obviously Shubman Gill, and yeah, Rashid Khan for GT. If you tell me surprising player, I will from GT. I would take for David Miller because he for middle order maybe if at all they are chasing because GT likes to chase. And if you look on the other hand, usually Deepak Chahar takes new ball wickets. So maybe there's a chance of David Miller's performance tomorrow. And if you look at uh, if you look at CSK, don't know CSK. I think all are match winners because if you look at Jadeja, he's a big match player. I still remember his semi-final knock against New Zealand. What a knock that was! I don't if he would
Goosebumps.
have, if yeah, seriously, I also got if he would have won that game, brilliant water player, right? He can win you matches with fielding itself. So Jadeja, Ruturaj,
If
maybe Shiva cameo.
if you ask me, right, my gut instinct says that Ambati Rayudu will.
Yeah, Ambati again. Yeah,
Ambati Rayudu is. I think he'll perform really well tomorrow. That's what I think. Something in my gut feel says that. For GT, I guess it will be. If Sai Sudarshan gets the game, I think he'll be a standout tomorrow.
Sai will play because he played really well, and it gives good strength to their batting order. And because Joshua Little came in for Shanaka, so obviously he will play in the top order. And I think
Thing I wanted to discuss. What is your take on Shubman Gill just batting and not fielding this season? I mean, it has happened a lot of games this season.
so I don't know. Maybe see if you ask me. See, first, if you ask me, my frank opinion is I don't like this impact rule at all because it's become like a what you call. If you are blunt, it's like a gully cricket, right? You bat and usually we tell right, it's my bat, it's my out. I'm not playing. So it becomes so simple. You bat and you sit out. But my concern here is for a youngster. For Shubman Gill, yeah, for Shubman Gill, it's okay. He is already India player. He has all the infrastructure, all the facilities, everything. If, if my take is, for example, if you take a look at Suresh Sharma, for KKR, he's a youngster. He has not at all played such pressure game. He comes in as an impact player. So on what basis you will pick him for India team?
Exactly.
Because you have never seen him in the field. How he is catching under pressure. I know. Obviously, you are doing fielding drills, everything, but that match pressure is totally different, right? So
Correct.
that's what I feel. Maybe the game involvement is not too much, or they are not fielding. So fielding also, because the likes of Jaddu, he can win you games with fielding itself, right? So I feel it's not good for youngsters, but for the likes of, because Fab got injured, he was impacted 2 3 matches. In that kind of situation, it's good. But I feel mostly it's impact player role impacts youngsters actually, because
I feel the likes of Shubman Gill or whoever is donning the Indian cap right now, right? They should they should play the inter game. It's hardly 4 hour game, right? You bat, even though if you bat for 2 hours first, right, and you just have to field for 2 hours. That should never be a concern. I mean, talking about they should always come to field, because you can be a great batter, no doubt. But if you're not a good fielder, it's like having 10 plus and 2 minus. You still
yeah,
stand at an 8. Uh, and fielding is a separate thrill, right? Uh, as an youngster, you should not sit outside and watch the game. I don't think Shubman Gill or anyone for that matter, youngsters should be sitting out, not fielding.
yeah. So here, see, this is my thinking. Maybe they are seeing the World Test Championship final, and they don't want him to get injured. So maybe that can be the thought. But another,
That could be that could be a case.
because I don't think there are any other openers ready, because KL usually bats middle order. I mean, sorry, no, in white ball he bats middle order, but he's injured, so he's not there. Prithvi Shaw not at all in form. He's not there. So I think there's no recognized openers. I feel, or like, and there are youngsters. So if at all he also gets injured, so there might be a huge loss for India.
Backlash.
And yesterday also Rohit Sharma got hit in the fingers, but looks like he's fine. So just my thought. Maybe that's the thinking behind that. Not really sure, but
If that is the case, I totally agree with what they're doing.
but as you called out, that's really true. Especially as a youngster, you should be thrilled to field,
Yeah,
take some stunning.
diving around, taking stunning catches.
Nowadays, the fields are so beautiful. You can dive in wherever you want. Not
Yeah.
so, but for me, I feel I don't know. I think they will continue these rules to retire out or impact play in the next season also.
So retire out is okay. I mean, I can agree on that. Retiring a
No, no,
player.
they're willingly getting retired out. If you see last game,
Yeah, yeah.
Swasal.
I think that is. I mean, I feel that is okay, because you're seeing a. I mean, that is also debatable, because unless you put a player in a certain situation,
Yeah,
and he will evolve from that situation. If you're not
exactly.
even giving the chance to be in that situation, he will never experience that, and he will never take it back. When he's going to that situation, if you're pulling him back, uh, yeah, he will never get experience to the same. You can
Yeah,
think at it both ways.
because see, so IPL is a platform where the next step, it's not Ranji. Obviously, next step is Indian cricket.
Indian cricket, yeah, India A at least.
Yeah, India, you will be in that circuit if you perform. You will revolve around India, right? So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of. It's actually taken away the importance of all rounders also, right? And if you look at vice versa, all rounders are like, what do you call, how to put it, crucial resources for any team.
This year, if
The,
you see Jason Holder, he was not even used for our Rajasthan,
yeah,
because
he's playing
because
as a
of this impact player role. His existence was totally not worth it.
yeah, exactly. So Ben Stoke, anyways, injured. The likes of Ben Stoke, Cameron Green, these players are out and out match winners, right, with all round ability. So I don't know. Somehow I am not a great fan of these rules. So because at the end of the day, IPL is money and entertainment. People want money. So and IPL is ruling the world cricket, obviously. So that's my opinion on it. But yeah, can't do anything. So what's your thoughts?
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. Anyway, we'll just wait for next season. What will happen?
So actually, a lot of good points, and the main thing was about the RCB coaching. They should change and the players to release, and hopefully we in future, at least down the line 1 or 2 months, we'll see, okay, RCB has changed the coach or something. Hopefully we get that news in. Thank you so much, Sagar, for joining in.
Yeah, hopefully it all comes around well for us, RCB fans. But
Yeah.
if you saw the internet discourse, right, there was a lot of heartbreak from RCB fans. Heartbreak in the sense, uh, see, if a season is consistently, if they play consistently good cricket throughout the season, I think no fan will be disheartened by that.
You want cricketer, right?
Huh? Yeah, what comment?
You want quality.
Exactly. If you play consistently, and okay, it's a matter of one ball, one good incident, one good catch, one good wicket, one good shot. Anything can happen. But it's seasons like this. Uh, Either they're extreme, they can get Rajasthan for 58,
Yeah,
and they're getting hit for 200 runs in 15 overs. So you
exactly.
can't balance out both the things. The same bowling unit here is getting out other team for 58 runs. The same bowling unit is getting smacked for 200 runs in 15 or 16 overs.
Right.
It's always extremes. There's no consistency. There's no in betweens. A lot of fans had put out their anger, saying, "See, they have a point. The prices of tickets are ridiculously high." I heard on the Twitter, I saw some thread where the GT tickets were sold for 2,500 tickets were MRP tickets were sold for 15,000 or something. The last game against GT. So
Oh,
people are paying so much and going to the stadium. I don't know what's happening. They should have a little more concern about fans, if that's what
yeah.
I want to say.
Seriously, actually, I'm waiting for auction already. Don't know what they're going to do. But thank you so much, Saga, for joining in. Some great points.
We missed Nikhil today,
Yeah, obviously we miss Nikhil.
daring and dashing.
It's fun to hear him talk.
Yeah.
He's
He puts
like,
out points in not in a diplomatic way. He just bashes
yeah.
it. Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll get him in the next video. So thank you, Sagar. Great points. See you all on the side. Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Good